Hey Queen, hey King, gods and goddesses. My name is Lenisha, and currently I'll be doing a reading. I do many things. I'm a divination practitioner, spiritual life coach, holistic consultant, multifaceted advisor. I game here and there. I have podcasting content. I'm into the arts. I'm a music girly, etc. But if you want to keep in touch with me, you probably would never see my face again unless you give me a follow. So make sure you do. I am recording this from TikTok, so it will be uploaded to my YouTube. But yeah, if you're interested in a reading, stay tuned. All right, let's see. What is the message here for this collective? May this video reach them when it's meant to reach them. All right. Clear and concise messages only. What is the message here for the collective? Ace of Cups. I know I was trying to record this video earlier, but my live ended up getting restricted, so I ended up restarting it. And the number 7 could be very significant. So the Ace of Cups. Wow. I know, because I remember earlier I was very excited about something, but I didn't know if I should say it or not, because I was like, people be evil-eyeing. But then I was like, well, the collective is protected regardless. 444. Remember, angel number 7 is very significant. And this Ace of Cups energy is popping up, which usually ties to new love, outpouring energy of emotions and love and relationships. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of new relationships coming in, whether it's in the form of romanticism, friendship. Maybe this could be an emotional time for you, a loving time, a good time. But I am seeing new relationships, okay? Let's see. What else? Let's go ahead and finish pulling the spread before we get all into that. But some of you guys may be experiencing that right now. All right. The 5 of Pentacles is out here. So your love life could be looking a little decent. But when it comes to the earthly plane or financial matters, it may not be looking the best. Okay. And if this is not pertaining to finances, this could be someone feeling left out in the cold. Abandoned even. But there's still faith here. So let's see. Let's finish getting more messages. Ooh. We got the 8 of Cups coming out in the reverse. So maybe someone isn't moving on from something. Something that probably didn't work out. Something that someone wasn't ready to leave, or they're having a hard time leaving it behind, whether it's the emotions that came with it, whether it's the actual person. We're going to get into it, because I know before my previous message was talking about how the collective may be experiencing a new relationship, or they're holding themselves back from this new relationship that could be potentially great for them, or something's being a bit stagnant in a current relationship due to like certain setbacks, right? Because someone hasn't fully healed from what had already happened to them in a past relationship, right? So I'm seeing lack, but I'm also seeing an outpouring amount of energy, especially within relationships, emotions, creativity. However, someone isn't letting something go or moving on from something that could tie to relationships or emotions. Okay? The overall energy, the major arcana, is the Hermit card. On the back of the deck, we have the King of Cups. So the Hermit can tie to going within, introspection, solitude, right? So maybe this is a time for you to go in and use your wisdom, your intuition to navigate you through the dark times, or shine a light upon things that need knowledge, awareness, the wisdom you've obtained. This is all about going within. The other energy is the 5 of Cups. Yeah, somebody is in this energy of loss. So I feel like something could have happened within, like maybe you're experiencing negative emotions. Maybe someone is in sorrow, despair. Maybe they're grieving something, a relationship, a person, right? But I feel like whomever this is, which it may be you, you are not paying attention to what is still working out and what could potentially still work out. You're paying attention to the things that didn't work out and that caused you some type of sorrow or hurt. But there's something here that can turn that frown upside down, right? And I feel like it's tying to this Ace of Cups energy. But I feel like there's just something that you're not releasing. So you're being encouraged to go within. That's probably why you're experiencing this energy of lack or loneliness or feeling abandoned or feeling left out in the cold, or maybe you're the one that's leaving people out in the cold. But the earthly plane will go a lot better for you, even financially, if you just go within. So this is a time for sure to go within. There's a lot of cup energy out here. A lot. So the overall energy is tied to your emotions, which for some of you guys, it's not the best. And can also tie to relationships, which some of you guys, there's still this one relationship or maybe many that is still capable of working out and prospering, right? Blossoming into something grand, but maybe you're not recognizing it or seeing it because of the relationships that didn't work out or because of the negative emotions that you're currently feeling. So I feel like you need to go within so that you can receive clarity. Maybe go within and do some inner child healing, shadow work. I feel like this could really help. Okay, with that King of Cups on the back, maybe some of you guys should seek out a mentor. Maybe you are a mentor. This can also tie to someone who's very generous, emotionally stable or available. All right. Emotionally intelligent. Yes, and this can even be your energy. You could be a King of Cups energy. You're a person that gives great advice and everything like that. Yeah. You got strength. So I feel like you've overcome a lot of things in your life. You've been brave. You've been courageous, right? Excuse me. But I also feel like some of you guys, you're going to need strength when it comes to getting through whatever this is. You're going to need courage, bravery, just strength overall. Okay? Because maybe this was something that really hurt you. I'm seeing that it was something that really hurt you. But you're pretty much dwelling. You got to remember that you're abundant. I think you forgot. You got to remember that you can't change the past. You can only grow from it, learn from it, heal from it. Maybe 1 out of 3 of those things you're not doing. 2 out of 3 or all of the above. Okay? So the overall energy, you got to go within. You'll do really great with meditation, journaling, shadow work, inner child healing. Maybe getting more into what the hermit energy is all about. Okay? In the traditional tarot deck, there's this individual that's carrying a lantern, which gives off this metaphorical sense of going into like the darkness with some sort of light. And the light could be guidance, wisdom. It could really be anything depending on who the reader is or how they interpret things, or if you go based off the original meanings. But what else here? Yeah, we got attraction coming out. I'm gonna confirm more of that energy, but let's see what else. We got speed coming out. The Magician is coming out, and it kind of ended up coming out in the reverse. I feel like it wanted to come out in upright. The Magician is also a card that comes out in the tarot deck, and usually it can tie to the connection between the realms, the 3D plane, and the higher planes, right? That's not a part of the 3D plane. As above, so below could even be significant. The Magician is exactly what it is. The Magician. You are also the creator of your life. You have the power and the tools necessary to create the life that you want. Okay? And I feel like you have everything that you need in order to feel happy and be happy, but it's all up to you to see that and to attract that energy. Okay, something could be going very quickly right now, or you're being encouraged to get a move on with taking care of this energy, or it's just going to become stagnant, more delayed, more issues. Okay. We got success. Something is a success. Something will be a success. You won't be in this energy for long, but you do have free will. So in actuality, it's all up to you. But I am seeing success here. Maybe success within love, especially after experiencing hard times within relationships already. I feel like you are able to have a connection that can actually last, like eternal love, soulmate energy. But maybe there's just something that you need to do within self, because sometimes we look at other people and then we have these insecurities from the past that we don't realize we still have. We feel like it's from the current individual, when in reality you went through a lot of things in life, and I feel like it's pushed you to a point to where you kind of doubt things, where you kind of have certain insecurities, certain hurt from the past. Okay, I feel like a lot of things, if you wouldn't have experienced those things, you probably would not operate in the certain energy that you did already. So that's why it's important to heal, because little do you know, not healing, you're not truly in the most authentic version of yourself. You're always operating as this individual who's empty, disappointed, incomplete, right? So that needs to be fixed. That needs to be worked on, especially before proceeding through life, because you're not going to see life through the lens that you're meant to see it as. You're going to see it as through the lens of that heartbroken little girl or guy, right? But success is here. You've succeeded at something, and something is going to be a success as well. Yeah, we got spiritual guidance coming out with gratitude and storm. Be grateful for the good things and the not so good things, because a lot of times lessons are blessings in disguise, right? Sometimes we don't realize why we go through things, why we're experiencing things in that moment, but as time go by and we learn those lessons and we're in a whole nother timeline, we start realizing, okay, I see why I've experienced that. Okay, I see why life is the way that it is, you know? So it's just know that you're being guided, all right? And that you gain spiritual guidance from the things that you also go through. Like, a lot of times you don't gain wisdom from having a great, successful life, nothing going wrong, you not having to learn anything. A lot of times the spiritual guidance, the wisdom, it comes from bumping your head, learning hard lessons, etc., right? But I feel like you're just not over the emotional pain that came with it. But you can go back in the past, and you're actually hindering your present moment, which you may end up hindering your future as well. So you are the only one that can get yourself out of this energy. So if you got to give yourself enlightenment, if you got to go read a Bible, if you got to get back into spirituality, do whatever you got to do. Heal, go within. It needs to be done. I can't do it for you. Your mother, your dad, your sister, your cousin, your friend, people outside of you can't do it. You know, you are the one in control of your own life. Like, so if you want to create a life filled with bliss, success, it's really going to be up to you. You have to balance out spirituality and practicality. Okay? You're a strong individual. This is not your first rodeo. You got through a lot of things and you've made it very far. What's that song? I've come too far from where I've started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Okay, but that song is very significant, whether you're religious or not. All right? It's about the message within the song. So it's like you've come very far. It's just you have to heal from this. You have to get over this. I understand it's not that easy, but somebody got to do it, and it can't be nobody else but you. Just extend gratitude, show gratitude, because regardless whether, a lot of times we focus in too much on what's going on in the 3D plane that we forget all about what's going on spiritually. Like, a lot of things are really deeper than what we see them as, and sometimes we can forget, you know. For the good, for the not so good, extend gratitude. Your spiritual team is always there, and at the end of the day, it's benefiting you at the end as well. It may hurt, it may, but there's a bigger reason, a bigger purpose. Especially if you're going to be one of the individuals who have kids and you're a generational curse breaker. Like, nobody said it was going to be easy, but nobody also said that it was going to be so hard that you weren't going to be able to get through it either. But it's all up to you. All right, we got teacher on the back and imagination. I'm getting this like childlike energy and your older self energy put together. The teacher, the student, the child, the adult. Yeah, I feel like something is a teaching moment, a learning moment as well. You're being encouraged to imagine. I'm seeing imagination come out. Use your imagination. This is the perfect time for you to have all the hope and dreams and imagination in the world right now. I know when you go through a few things, sometimes it takes away your childlike sense of wonder or imagination and everything like that, but don't let anybody take that away from you. All of that has already been taken away from them, and I guarantee you they won't care if it's taken away from you. A lot of people who are detached from God itself, which is the energy of love and just very grand energy, sometimes they don't even see themselves. You know, sometimes it takes you to give yourself enlightenment. Sometimes it takes you to forgive and move forward. But yeah, you had a whole lot of imagination, a whole lot. You remember how you used to think of the knight in shining armor saving you from the castle and all these fairy tale things, right? This can still be your life. This can still be true. I feel like some things happen that you didn't expect to happen in your life, especially within paternal situations, romantic situations. But it is not the end of the world. You still have a long life ahead of you to live and explore and experience. So if anything, don't live a life filled with regrets and stagnancy and pessimism. Like, come on, tap back into that childlike sense. Imagination. I'm thinking of SpongeBob when he was like, imagination. Sometimes your brain been through a lot, but you have to be that one to help yourself get out of certain energies for sure. Even if that takes a little imagination. Some people in today's time will call it delusion, but that's how you know that childlike sense of wonder and imagination has been ripped out of them, because a lot of things they feel are impossible now, to the point to where they call it delusion. You're not being delusional, honey. You weren't being delusional as a kid. And be mindful that beliefs are very powerful, even though a lot of times when it comes to beliefs, you may not know if it's true or not, but you still believe in something. So when you believe in something, you're actually bringing it to reality. So if you believe that you can have that fairy tale love life again, then you will have it. If you believe that you will come into a wealthy, abundant life, then you will have it. You have to first believe that it can even happen to begin with, right? Deprogram to reprogram. Heal yourself. A lot of people was talking about the new earth at one point in time, but now it's up to you to shift and transform into the version of yourself that's ready for this life, that's chasing after you, right? You're attracting it, but at the same time, it's kind of like not attracting, but attracting, right? And I feel like it's really just because you're dwelling on the past. So the 3 major arcanas that's out here, and the crazy thing is the only major arcana that came out in tarot was the Hermit card. But with these oracle cards that I'm using, the Strength and the Magician came out, which is in the tarot deck. So that's why I'm saying that it's still like major arcana. So I feel like you guys have overcame a lot and you're overcoming a lot, but it's still something else that you're needing to get past, okay? You're going to have to use courage and bravery and strength to get past it. You're going to have to go within to get past it. You're going to have to do the healing work, right? You're going to have to sit with yourself and be in solitude. Whatever you want, you can have it. If you feel like there's still something you need to obtain anything, you're wrong. Stop telling yourself that. The magician is here, is telling you that you literally have every single thing that you need, whether it's emotionally, mentally, financially, and like motivation or inspiration wise. I'm telling you, whatever it is, because sometimes when you're in this gloomy energy, sometimes you'll feel unmotivated. Sometimes you'll feel regretful and doubtful and disappointed in everything. So you can't really see the progress or realize the energy that you still have, right? We could be our worst critics. And sometimes we're a little bit not tapped in with our third eye or spiritual self, highest self, and we still focus on the 3D plane issues and everything like that, and it kind of separates us, you know? So yeah, this is probably a time where you're being more alone in solitude, or you're encouraged to. You have all the tools and resources that you need. You're very strong and you can get through this, but it's all about you actually taking the approach to do that as well. You can't be out here dwelling, because I'm seeing that you're dwelling. Even when there's new love here, new friendship, relation, whatever type of relation, there's newness here, and it's a whole lot of outpouring energy here. But we can miss out on this if we're not in the best mood, if we're not in the best energy, if we're still heartbroken from something. So you can't be missing out on your blessings and not enjoying your life when there's reasons to enjoy your life, reasons to be proud and show gratitude. Maybe you need to count your blessings, make a gratitude list for the things that you're already grateful for to help you get more into that energy. Like, you just got to help yourself get into a space. All right. Something you're not confirm this 8 of Cups in reverse. Usually this tells you not being able to move on from something. There's something you're not able to really move on from, but you're ready. Ready is coming out. You're ready. That's what I'm telling you. You're only dwelling. In actuality, you're not as heartbroken anymore as you think you are. You're not as stuck and still grieving and mourning as you think you were. For a lot of you guys, this was 5 years ago. Years. A lot of these things took place years ago, and you're still holding on to the pain, the things that didn't work out. Like, you gotta drop all of that, because little do you know, you're the only one that's causing delays in your own life. Little do you know that you're ready to be in another relationship. You're ready to do this, you're ready to do that, you're ready. So you're the only one that's holding yourself back from this new love, true love, new life, better life, new emotions, better emotions. You're the only one. Stop dwelling. This is interfering with your blessings. This is interfering with you attracting the life that you want and actually being able to enjoy it. Because it's coming in quick. Some of y'all, a lot of things are already here. Little do you know, you didn't fail at something. You actually succeeded. But right now, you're only delaying some stuff, or you are setting some things back, or not being able to enjoy what's right in front of you because of the past. And be mindful. Don't beat yourself up about it. But at the same time, don't dwell. Imagine low-key being ready for love, but thinking that you're not. Imagine still being hurt from the past that happened 5 years ago, and it's interfering with your present. Be mindful of not feeling as motivated, inspired, and happy because you're steady going back to the things that didn't work out. You're ready. The divine is ready. The universe is ready. You're ready. Come on now. Come on now. The storm has already passed, honey. Why are you still there? It's like you're causing karma or a nightmare for yourself that's already over. Even your spiritual team is trying to wake you up to what's going on. But hey, if you can't see it, because of the gloomy energy you in. You just won't be able to. But that's why I'm giving you this message. You came exactly when you needed to, so you can hear this message. And be mindful, when I say you was meant to hear this message, you was meant to, because I had got on live earlier and I had to end it and redo it. So you seen this for a reason. And look, joy is on the back of the deck. Little do you know, joy is right here in your face, 2 seconds away from you, because it's been there. It's just, you're the one. It's kind of like going to a wedding, but being in the atmosphere of like, it's giving funeral. You're going somewhere that's celebratory, happiness, all these great things, but you're coming in funeral energy. Like, you know, that's the energy that it's given. It's so sad. Like, it's so crazy. It sucks as well. Look, confinement, because you're being stubborn. Something is not changing because of you. So you have to heal and get over whatever this is, because you're the one that's keeping yourself in this metaphorical prison. Whether you're in your head, whether it's within your actual 3D playing life, you're the one who's restricting yourself and keeping yourself in confinement because of your stubbornness to get over something, move on from something. Because I promise you, you've been moved on from it. You're ready to move on from it. It's just you're keeping yourself in there. Maybe you're steady replaying events that happened in the past. Maybe you still bringing yourself back to times that's already over, happened a long time ago. You know your life better than anybody, right? This is just your confirmation. You're not free being in this energy. How are you able to soar in your current relationships, to actually feel happy in them? Even outside of your own relationships, even when it comes to just you individually in your life, how are you going to be able to actually enjoy your life, relationships, money, whatever it may be, if you're being in this energy of holding on to things that you've already been ready to let go of and that you've already been moving on from? That's like getting your heart broken from a high school sweetheart. You far from high school at this point. But it hurts so bad that it's something that you are still like not yet healed from. But with all that time, because at times time does heal, right? But sometimes we got to go in and do the other work necessary, like the shadow work, the inner child healing, you know, repairing ourselves again. Because time ain't going to 100% do all the work, but it'll do enough to help you be able to move on and, you know, wake up to a new day and live again. So it's kind of like you're not living like you were before. And I feel like it's more of a stubborn energy. Welcome to the team, honey. Thank you. It's more of a stubborn energy. You know what stubbornness is. It's very fixed. It's very like not changing. No, I'm still hurt from this, so I'm gonna be hurt. You know? No, I'm still sad, so I'm gonna be sad. Like, what? You bringing yourself back to a time that you're not as sad as you used to be, honey. You're not as mad as you used to be. You're not as angry. And the thing is, this is not even anger, or this is mainly sorrow, sadness, right? Maybe for some of y'all, it turned into anger over time, but that's because how long you've been dwelling on it. When the Five of Cups is here, it's dwelling. It's literally not anything else. It's literally dwelling. So like going back to what I was saying, it's like being in a relationship, high school sweetheart, they cheated, you probably got your heart broken. And it's like now you have this other relationship that could potentially be a soulmate connection, but you over here, you got insecurities from the past hurt. Thank you for the follow, honey. You over here still dwelling because they cheated and all this stuff. You got to look at it like they didn't know any better. Some people just genuinely don't know any better. It's not you. You weren't good enough, honey. You've always been good enough. That was just their own demons and whatever else some people don't grow up with a good father figure, mother figure. You know, some people don't grow up receiving the love and care that you may have received to where you're able to give and receive love. Not everybody does. So this is just a lesson learned for you, and maybe because some of y'all, you're going to be a teacher in other people's lives. At one point in time, you were the student. There's going to be a point in time to where you're going to be the teacher. So sometimes the teachers learn by experience, which is wisdom. Sometimes it's not the best feeling in the world. As I already told you, a lot of times you actually learn things when you go through some stuff, right? Imagine if everything was given to you, everything was successful, everything was this and that. You wouldn't, I promise you, who you are today was due to a lot of the hard lessons that you learned. And you still got a long way to go, but it don't have to be filled with regret and sorrow and depression and pessimism and, oh my gosh, this happened to me before, I'm scared it'll happen again. Like, damn. But it's understandable. That's why I'm saying don't beat yourself up about it. But at the same time, can we get a move on? Can we get a move on? Because it's going to be another 5 years that go by and you're still going to be in this energy. Even if it's not another 5 years, even if it was 1 year, that's still too long because this stuff happened a while ago. So stop being stubborn. You're not as mad as you think you are. You're not as sad as you think you are. Get out of the energy so you can enjoy your life. So you can enjoy the relationships that are trying to attract itself to you. Like, that's like getting your soulmate and fumbling your whole soulmate. The divine is trying to help and slow things down so that you don't fumble your own divine counterpart relationship, because they know that you deserve a relationship like this. But then they can't live your life for you. You have free will. They got to let you do what you do. So they send people like me. Y'all know, like, the energy of who Jesus was, the Messiah. They send messengers. You're a messenger yourself. We all talk to each other and help each other, guide each other through life. But at the end of the day, you have an inner compass as well, inner guidance, etc. Trust your intuition. Go within, heal. And then you got this healing energy on me. Chris Brown, angel numbers. Come on now. Angel numbers. Come on now. He just said 1111. I ain't the biggest fan of Chris Brown because of his history, but it's a channel song. This song is also called 10 Toes Down. I think, or it's just called 10 Toes. I don't know, honey. But come on now. The whole angel numbers. See? Child. That's pretty much the message. Like, it's pretty much the message. You are ready. All your blessings are coming in and attracting itself to you, but it's kind of like repellent, right? Say if a mosquito is trying to come, you spray off on you. It's not going to touch you at all. It's being blocked. It can't come any closer. So that's kind of like your life, the success, the relationships that you've been waiting on, all this stuff. It's kind of like it's repellent. Keeping it is here. You're ready for it. That's why it's here. But it's like the repellent is keeping it from coming in, and you're the one that's the repellent because you're dwelling and you're not. Maybe you don't think you're ready, or maybe you don't. I don't know what the hell going on, but you interfering with your blessings. You interfering with having a smile on your face that's like a Kool-Aid man smile. You interfering with a lot of things that you are ready for and that you've successfully come into, because you've overcome a lot of things in your life. So the universe is like, here you go. I want you to have all that. You deserve it. But it's kind of like you're not as receptive to it. And that may not even be on purpose. But with that stubborn energy, it kind of gives purposely. Because stubborn energy is fixed. It's like not changing. Like if somebody say, you know, I do apologize, and you can genuinely believe that they apologize, but something in you, maybe it could be insecurity, so maybe you just doubt it for some reason still, or maybe like whatever the hell the reason is, you're like, I feel myself, I can get over this. I know I'm not that mad, but nah, I don't want to be, I'm still mad. I want to sit in this energy some more. And for some of y'all, I know it's not purposely being like, no, I want to sit in this energy. Like, some of y'all probably like, well, of course I want true love. Of course I want this. So it's like, just take the message how it resonates. But I'm just trying to get the message across that's coming up into my brain. Child, Thank you, honey. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate those. Anxiety, don't let the pressure get to your head. You got to get out your head. You got to get back into your life and live it. But you can't really enjoy it because you got to heal. But somebody is trying to help you. Maybe it's your spiritual team. Maybe it's that new love situation, your friends or the romantic counterpart that you probably pushing away. Okay? Look, gloss. Child, it's like your dog died. You just gloomy, honey. Somebody trying to be kind. I'm seeing mercy here. But a lot of damage was done. You still there crying. You still sad about something, honey. It's time to stop being sad, okay? Like, it's okay to have these feelings because they are there for a reason. But it's a such thing as overdoing it, okay? And I mean that in the most sensitive way possible. Like how sadness can turn into depression, right? So it's like, damn, don't let it get to that point. That's when we got to try to help ourselves get out of some, maybe indulge in the things you used to do, create new relationships, like get out of your head, stop thinking so negative. Because it was one point in time where you never thought negative, where you always thought everything was going to work out. But I guess when you started experiencing the opposite, that made you a little fearful, a little doubtful, a little, the illusion started coming in. But you got to go back to that childlike version of yourself where it was you on top of the world and you were so outgoing and not heartbroken. Okay? But yeah, you ready. It was just you got hurt along the way, and I think it's still something that left a stain on your brain, a scar within your heart. But this was just something that whoever did this to you, I'm sure they didn't mean to do it. When people don't start off as kids and wish to be the most horrible person in the world. A lot of things start with, it becomes, they go through injustice themselves and, they become corrupt, right? No child, like, honestly, children are the closest things to God that there is because they're filled with purity and innocence. But imagine going through all these things, not receiving the love that you need. Psychology says, honey, anything can happen, when these type of things happen. So give yourself enlightenment to know that these people did not purposely hurt you. They weren't targeting you. Yes, they weren't shit. But I promise you, it wasn't their fault to be who they are. Now, they need to take accountability because half of these people are grown-ups, 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, right? But don't ever take it personal. You are always worthy of love, right? You did not deserve to be cheated on, hurt, whatever you went through. I don't know what you went through, but I know you didn't deserve it. Nobody deserves stuff like that, right? But it does exist. So sometimes you got to take the good with the bad and not look at it as, not be scared to go through things in life, because sometimes it's a part of life. I know when we hear bad, it's like this negative connotation all the time. But I told you already, a lot of times your wisdom has come from those tough lessons, those bad things. A lot of times it's how you know better now and how you're able to even teach the next person something or have the wisdom that you do have. So I understand this hurts you very, very much. Deep sorrow, deep pain, but you have to stop dwelling on it. That's pretty much the message. Yeah, because it's like you cursing yourself, honey. The way you think, if you feel like your life is horrible, if you feel like it's always some bad happening, if you feel like, oh my gosh, my finances are low, this 3D plane life experience is not what I thought it would be, I hate my life, whatever it is, you're only doing that to yourself. You got to get out of your head. You got to shift your perspective. You got to give yourself enlightenment by the things that you go through. That will keep you sane, okay? And that will keep you from dwelling on things. Yeah. So quit it. Quit. Get out of this sad energy. All right? Get out of this sad energy. Some of y'all on social media all day, or you're this introvert. You don't go out. You need to get your life back, honey. You didn't let people took your life. Come on now. You can't be doing that. It's a lot of people in this world that are very horrid. But now you have the wisdom to not ever put yourself in another situation that you went through, you know? But if you want to enjoy your life, you have to stop dwelling on the things that has already happened to you. All right? Maybe some of y'all should do self-care, affirmations in the mirror, certain rituals, right? They can help. All right, because there's some inner conflict here. And that's probably why you bump heads with the current people in your life as well, because of the things that you went through. Because maybe you'll have a little bit more patience, a little bit more understanding if a lot of things you didn't already experience, right? But it's in the past. We can't go back, hon. You got to keep moving forward. It's like you're stuck on day, like, 2005 of May 6th or something. And we weighed June 26, 2025. You know? For some of y'all, 2016, 2020, whatever year. All right? Yeah, death. Somebody could have actually passed away. But yeah, you're being encouraged to just compromise for yourself. This is for yourself. You're not compromising with your values, with your self-respect. You're compromising with, it's time for me to get over this. It's time for me to heal so I can enjoy my life. This is not enjoying life. Okay? This is how you miss out on blessings and miss out on things that God is trying to give you. Look, self-love, that's the goal. You're a new person. You're not the same. You've died completely. Okay? You wouldn't be where you are today without past mistakes. True. Why do you think certain mentors are mentors? Parents are parents, and they teach their kids certain things. You know, it's all because of the lessons, right? No such thing as failure, only mistakes, right? And you learn from your mistakes. You learn from the hard times in life. So you have a purpose. You have a destination to get to. You have expectation. But I feel like this is a time of self-healing, independence, and self-concern. You should be concerned with yourself. You should be. You should be concerned that you're still not over whatever happened, because that means something really deep. Something very, very deep. So it's time to make yourself the priority and focus on yourself, because right now you're the goal. You are the goal. Some people have goals to be millionaires, to have that business up and running, to finish school. But all of that comes last when we're talking about you. You're the priority in your life. You can't do anything else, receive anything else that you want to receive if you're not right within. Okay? Self-love is the best love. The best relationship you can have is one with yourself. Heal. It's important. Say R.I.P. to the old version of yourself, because that version of you is completely gone. Maybe some people passed away in your life. These people surround you in spirit. I know some people, they have a hard time believing if, oh, is that true or not? And all that. I promise you, you have people looking out for you in the spirit realms. And they are there with you. But sometimes you don't really know, because you're not really at that point in time in your spiritual journey or awareness, right? Sometimes it takes experience to even believe in stuff like this, right? But yeah. Yep. I'm seeing collaborations. I'm seeing success. I'm seeing attraction here, speed. You being ready for a lot of things. There's a goal here, but Man, it just sucks, right? Look, coach. Yep. Yep. Some of y'all scared. Some of y'all stressed the hell out. Somebody could be feeling poor or homeless. But I promise you, there are reasons for why we experience what we experience. A lot of times it's us as well. A lot of times we give ourselves karma. The reason why our finances are low or our relationships aren't working out, or it really be us. Okay, some things you just got to put an end to. And I feel like you got to really put an end to stress. You got to put an end to dwelling on things that you're completely over. Sometimes you think you're not over it, but confirmation, you actually are over whatever this is. Like, I remember I confirmed the 8 of Cups is coming out in the reverse. That talks a lot about not being able to move on, not wanting to move on. But in reality, you're ready. So you got, that's why I know mainly the energy is that stubborn energy. The 5 of Cups always talks about the dwelling on negative emotions, right? To where you can't even see. You can't, she's so focused on all the stuff that didn't work out, can't even see what's to come or what's currently there. All right. And this is not just one thing. I promise you that. But it's pretty much what I'm seeing. Maybe some of y'all need to pray. Prayer can help, you know. Maybe some of y'all need to just have a relaxing time, because it's not all about work, play. No. Your life is supposed to be filled with relaxation, enjoyment, bliss. Okay? Sometimes you be running on fume because you operating that 9 to 5, trying to go to school, trying to keep a smile on certain people's faces because you're a people pleaser or whatever the case may be. But you gotta stop doing all that. Your higher self is probably like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that loss was very deep. Nobody telling you it wasn't deep. But it's just, be honest with yourself. You're ready to move on and you're only keeping yourself there. So meditation is necessary. All right. Believing in the things that you may feel is impossible is necessary. Imagination is very necessary, because eternal love is here. Soulmate connections, friendship connections, career-wise, or just bliss within your own life overall. It's, you literally, you see, it's like you trying to get to it. You don't even got to struggle like this to get to it. You got to surrender and release. It's going to be easy. Sometimes you got to work smarter, not harder. A lot of times people think it's all about working hard. No, sometimes it's about working smarter, not harder. And if you don't skip the first step, which is tending to yourself and like the healing process, everything will be so much smoother and easier. You got to stop fighting, okay? Because there's something that it's a gift. This is something miraculous, something beautiful. This is not the first time this energy came about. Yep. This is something that's going to be really, really great, but you're keeping yourself from it. You see how much you're keeping yourself from something? Or you trying? It seems like you're trying. You for sure could be trying to get over whatever this is. Damn, it's kind of like you're the enemy in the situation. And like, victory is here, success is here, accomplishment is here. But at the same time, self-doubt, failure. And failure is very much false. I told you there's no such thing as failure, it's just mistakes. Negativity, pessimism. Yep. The more you fight, the more you pushing yourself in the energy that you meant to get out of. So it's kind of like you need to release that relationship that didn't work out. Release the negative emotions that you've obtained in this lifetime, because you're holding yourself back from receiving a life of liberation. Okay, you need to forgive whoever hurt you. Maybe you need to apologize to yourself. Sometimes we see the red flags and we continue to proceed. Okay, maybe you didn't sold yourself out. Maybe you didn't settle for less. Maybe you didn't did things other people, being a puppet in somebody's life. Sometimes you got to forgive yourself, okay? Use strategy. That's what I'm saying. Give yourself enlightenment on situations. All right. I feel like a lot of you guys could read minds. You're very psychic. You can predict things. So let's just see. Anticipate your life right now. If you was continue to be in this energy, you can easily decide to not be in this energy anymore. You can decide to just, okay, you know what? I'm done being negative. You know what? I'm done holding myself back. You know, I'm done dwelling that this didn't work out for me. I'm glad it didn't work out for me because they weren't for me in actuality. Like, just talk to yourself or something. Hell, gain some friends or something. Daydream. Sometimes you be too much sitting in a gloomy atmosphere. Sometimes you gotta daydream yourself out of the situation. All right, anything to succeed, anything to bring happiness, you should do it. All right, you live and you learn. This is something you need to get in your head. You live and you learn. Some people didn't come in the best energy. Some people didn't come with integrity and who they said that they were, but that's just a lesson learned. That's all about the experience. You know, you don't come in this life already knowing this and already knowing that, right? So you got to just take your life with a grain of salt and really look at yourself as abundant. Because I feel like luck is here. Like, I feel like things could have been much worse, but you're still able to say that you're a good person. You're still able to receive blessings. You're still able to be able to even enjoy your life. So I feel like you should just take things as some things as a blessing. It's great that you still here. Some people take themselves out the world, you know? Some people give up on themselves. Some people, they don't even try. It look like y'all trying. But sometimes you gotta pat on the back. Because this ain't for the weak. All right? But good news is here. Good news is here. Whatever you went through, it will not happen again if you don't want it to, because you already know better. But I do feel like somebody is on your team. And I feel like your spiritual team or highest self is trying to get you to see this. But it's like impossible. You see what I'm saying? It's funny, right? How all these cards just match up in like a way for me to tell you what I'm telling you. Is you blind. You can't see. And this is in a metaphorical way as well. You can't see that you can trust something. You can't see that something is trying to be brought to your attention. You can't see it. But you will be able to see it if you stop keeping yourself in negative thoughts and limiting yourself within your life and whatever else. Okay? So you ready. You're ready. It's something that you've been gathering, right? Because it's saving, right? Everything that happened since you first entered the world all the way up to now, I promise you, there's so much wisdom, so much, I'm telling you. So you ready for whatever life that you want to live, you're literally ready for it. But it's just you got to overcome this bump in the road. And the crazy thing, once again, I'm going to say it one more time. You ready. You ready. I'm telling you. You're a professional at this point. And justice is here. That promise, that relationship that you've always dreamt of, it's literally here. Okay, maybe you've even been seeing readings about it. It's here. But you just got to stop living in this nightmare that you created for yourself. This is an illusion. That does not exist. You're creating that. All right? Some of y'all probably didn't receive the best love from parents. Maybe your partner didn't receive the best love from parents. But all of that is going to come to an end because you're going to need to give that to yourself. Nobody said your parents had to come in and be the best parents ever. Nobody said that first relationship was meant to be successful. Like, sometimes we just get dealt certain things in our life because of our free will and everything else, you know. But that's the beauty about it, because then we learn and then we know better, right? So I know you're a little hesitant towards certain things, and you may even got pride attached to you. Some things may seem disturbing or irritating, but I promise you, spirituality does exist. The supernatural, it does exist. The impossible is possible. All right? I know you had a few people who came into your life and tricked you and put you in third parties or stole something from you, stole your heart in the worst way, right? Now you was feeling alone. They didn't took your joy away, but I promise you, you have something that's promising. promise you. Especially within love. Damn. And in the earthly plane, honey. I'm telling you. So this is a time to save your energy. You know, don't create negative energy. It's literally no point. I know a older person will probably tell you, try your hardest to be happy. Right? Try your hardest to not take things personal in this life. Look, blessing. Woo woo. You finna get the key to a house. You finna get that guy or that girl. And this is not just any guy or girl. This is a divine counterpart. But it all depends on you, hell. Everybody's life is different. You see some people already got their divine counterpart. We waiting on you. Okay? You gotta, the memories, some of the memories wasn't the best. You gotta stop thinking about the bad memories. That's the point of forgiving and forgetting. Right? You're very perseverant. So that's how I know you can get through this. But just indulge in certain things. Indulge in mindfulness. Indulge in positivity. Indulge in knowing that regardless, you're protected and everything is going to be okay. No matter what you experience on this 3D plane. I'm telling you, a lot of things are bigger than what you think. But indulge in things that make you feel good. Like going out with friends, meeting new friends. Because some of y'all probably ain't got good friends. So I'm going to need you to cut them off too. Okay? All right? Some of y'all probably don't really have the best of friends. Get you some new ones. Simple. Go out, get a massage. They looking like they're having a good old time. Okay? Sometimes it's good to have community. Okay? Yep. Got yourself caught in something that you probably put yourself into on your own. Right? Some of y'all went through a lot of things. You've been bullied. Your life probably felt like it was lifing. But your spiritual team want to come through and give you everything that you've been praying for and asking for, because you're a humane person. You're a very decent person. You're more than a decent person. You're a good person. So I feel like whatever is meant for you is already reserved. It's already there. But it's up to you to, obtain it. We went through the whole deck, honey. That's it. It's up for you. Okay? So stop with the negativity, man. That's all it is. I have to tell you. I have to be truthful with you. Okay? Because sometimes when you sugarcoat things or you be a little bit too nice to the collective, they don't stay on top of what they need to do. I probably ain't, do you too bad to where I had to hold your hand, but you need to get it together and stop dwelling, because you're ready for the better family. You breaking generational curses. You're going to have that family that you probably never even had before. Hey, okay? Period. It said I got a phone call and it said potential spam. Trust your intuition as you're on this journey. Use that inner compass, that inner guide. You didn't go through all of these things for nothing. But the only thing is that you need to be focusing on is yourself and not dwelling on whatever this was. All right, that's it. I return the collective's energy back to them, and I release my energy back to me, sending love, light, and all things grand, honey. You got this. I can tell you all day, but you just have to know that you got it. Okay. If you guys want to get on the list, let me know before I end the live, because I do post my videos, so I like to make sure I go ahead and end them at a specific time. But if you're wanting to get on the list for your own personal message, the list is always open, 25/8. Okay. If you have a price that you want to send me, and you don't know my prices, you can tell me what price you're looking for to send, and I can work with you on it to let you know if I'll go ahead and accept the price that you want to send in. But if you don't need a reading, you're fine. The collective was good enough for you, then I'll just see you in the next one. Don't forget to give me a follow, because you may not ever see my voice, hear my voice, or see my face again. All right. So if you want to receive content like mine, hear messages like mine, make sure you do give me a follow. All right. I'll give you guys under 3 minutes to let me know in the chat if you're going to be getting on the list. If not, like I said, I'll see you in the next one. And if you guys want to check out the most recent video that I created, it's on my TikTok right now. It is Time to a Love reading. If you feel called to look at it, it is on my TikTok. It's on my YouTube as well. I also have Instagram if you guys are interested in following me there. I'm trying to get more followers on Instagram. But all right, you guys, I'll go ahead and see you another time. If I end this live before you decided to get on, just send me a DM. Everybody is able to message me, and if I didn't read your comments, so sorry. Sometimes I'll be so into like getting these messages out because sometimes I can like forget what I want to say. But I do appreciate the commentary, the feedback. All right, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your lifetime. Stay safe and dangerous.